Hi there, Chris the Geek figure fan here, and today we're back with another Indiana Jones Adventure Series review, and we're actually starting on Wave 2, finally. I'm so excited to get stuck into the next set of main Wave figures, and we're starting off today with the Temple of Doom Indiana Jones, and I reckon probably one of the most iconic Indy looks from any of the movies. That scene of him with the sword held above his head in the middle of that rope bridge at the end of Temple, getting ready to cut it down. It's such a cool moment, such an Indy moment, and we see him do that so many times across all the movies. Just absolutely no idea whether this is going to work, whether he's going to live or die, but he just goes for it anyway because he's got no other option. So yeah, really looking forward to getting this figure out. No real changes to the boxes in Wave 2, but we're sticking with the same style that we've had before, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I absolutely love the looks of these boxes, and they haven't changed, which is great. You've still got the photorealistic look at the figure on the front and back, along with on one side having the 5 images of the 5 figures from this wave. On the second side, the poster style image, which is kind of my favourite part of these boxes. And then on the back, a look at what accessories come with the figure as well. Let's take them out of the box and have a quick look at Articulation first and the accessories that come with it. Absolutely love the design of this figure. It looks so cool, and I wasn't really sure how he'd look with that, that half a shirt, one sleeve on, one sleeve off, but I'm really impressed. But yeah, anyway, the articulation, the head movement's absolutely fine. There's no restrictions to that. There's good movement in the elbows and in the wrists on each figure, and obviously we've got the standard sort of wing, shoulder movement on there. There's movement in the upper and lower torso on these. We've got good movement in the thighs of the legs, good knee movement, standard and backwards knee movement, and slight movement in the feet as well. And you've obviously got that removable satchel bag on there as well. But let's take a look at the accessories. So we'll start with the sort of sabre that he's got at the end of the film, that sabre that he uses to cut that bridge down, as we spoke about before. We have 2 whips. So we have a coiled whip first, and that one will fit nicely onto his belt. And then we have an uncoiled whip as well, so you can have him posed, ready for action, whipping that over his head. We also have Indy's iconic pistol, and that pistol, as before, will fit into the little holder on the belt. Let's get him in some poses and we'll have a chat about what I think of this figure. So first off, I love this guy. I think this is one of the coolest figs we've had so far. It's the little details on this one that differentiate it from the Raiders Indy that I love the most. I mean, the most obvious part of it is clearly his clothing, the fact that he's not wearing a jacket, and the fact that the shirt he has been severely damaged as well. But it's the touches around it. So I don't know if it's easy to pick up on camera, but there's like this sweat patching on his shirt as well. So sort of under the arms and around the torso. The arm that still has the sleeve is sort of, it's unbuttoned around the cuff and it's sort of splaying out wide as well. I love that. I really like the tearing on the trousers as well. They didn't need to do that, but the little touch of being able to see his knee through the broken trousers. But it's on the back where I see the coolest bits. So you've actually got rips on the back of his shirt. I'm assuming that's to signify the whipping that he receives during the middle part of the film. And you'll see the effects of that more on another Indy figure within this wave. But I do love the rips on the back. They look fantastic. It's just a really well designed figure. The head sculpt on this, I actually think the head sculpt is better than the Raiders head sculpt. He's got a lot more sort of 5 o'clock shadow on this one. I think there's a little bit more definition and there's more colour in the cheeks. Almost looks like he's caught the sun a little bit on this figure. And he's baring teeth a little bit on this one as well. So as opposed to his mouth being completely closed on the Raiders fig, on this head sculpt you can actually see a little bit of teeth. He's clearly angry, he's snarling, he's ready to do what he must to save Willie and Short Round. Yeah, really impressed with this one. Different boots on him from the Raiders fig as well. I love how striking the laces are on this. Just think everything about it is really good. And I actually think they might have tried to correct the belt fastening on the belt there, because when I first took the figure out of the box, it was pushed in. When I unhooked the whip strap there, it seemed to stay upright as opposed to sort of flop down. I do find that I'm able to fix that in really easily on this figure. So I do think there's been maybe a little tweak to how that's moulded and how that hole is created to ensure that this whip thing works. But that might just be my figure, I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you've got this Temple Indy and if there's any difference to how that belt fastens on for you, because for me it's a massive improvement. I'm really happy with that. I actually haven't tried the gun holster. I don't really want to, because I had so many problems with the Raiders Indy. Once I unfastened that belt holster, I just couldn't get it back together again, and it looks awful when it's open. There's no reason for me to put the gun in there. I can always have the gun in hand or lay it by his feet when I've got him on a shelf. I love the saber in his hands. I think the saber looks so cool, and so does the whip. The whip always the way that they mould this sort of uncoiled whip, it looks as though it's being thrown around his head. So I really do like that. But yeah, the saber. I have to go back to the saber. It's such a cool accessory. Really, really good. Feels like it's perfectly to scale as well. But yeah, it's an excellent piece, and it looks like it's made out of some sort of steel. So I'm impressed with that, even if it is a piece of rubber. So yeah, no disappointments with this figure. I'm so pleased with Temple Indy, and I'm looking forward now to the rest of Wave 2. I think I'm going to look at Short Round next. So yeah, I'm incredibly excited about looking at Short Round. So let me know in the comments, is this a figure you've got? Are you still waiting for your Wave 2 figs to come out? Have you had it for a while? It's taken me a little bit of time to get hold of these. But yeah, let me know if you're pleased with this one, or if it's one that you're looking to get. I can see why some people who've already bought the Raiders Indy might not want to spend the money to get a second mainline Indy figure. But if you're on the fence about it, I recommend you get it. I think it's a great bit of kit. I love this figure. And it's just the little attentions to detail that make it stand apart from the Raiders Indy as well. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, if you like this figure, please hit the like button. Really helps me out. And please consider subscribing to the channel as well for more news and reviews. We've got the other 4 Wave 2 figures coming up. We've still got a couple more Back to the Future NECA figures to come as well, and a lot of the Star Wars Black Series to get through. So I'm really excited about the kind of figures that we're looking at over the next few months. And also pop in the comments if there's any figures you'd like me to review. I'm really interested to see what direction some of my subscribers would like to see the channel go in. Yeah, anyway, that's it from me for now. Really pleased with the figure. I think he's great. Definitely go out and get him if you can. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.